Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Charmaine and we are in 2026. I don't even understand what's going on. But I wanted to say welcome. What I realized is that I had recorded and uploaded several videos and forgot to post them. For the end of 2025, but I figure we are in March. Today's March 2nd, and it's a good place for me to do a recording because I have been using not just my new system, but my new main planner. My everyday carry is still the Filofax. I like the Filofax Croc. And this is the blue that I moved into yesterday for March. Everything remains the same except for the cover. The only additional section I've added is the calendar because it's for when I'm on the go, just so I don't forget things in terms of like my sleep, if I needed to record anything. I will definitely do a separate flip through of this. Not today. Probably sometime this week I'll do a separate recording of that. I have been using this moleskin. This is just a regular moleskin, but this is a leather one that I found. I don't remember where I found it. But I have been using it for like personal thoughts and notes, and definitely I did my planning in here for 2026. And things that I want to keep in front of me for the year, I've also documented in here. So I look at this, I would say, once a week. I did my planning for 2026 in here. It is truly just using all of the sections that I used for 2025. They worked for me, and I wanted to just incorporate them in the new planner that I'm using for 2026. So I'm going to move this over as well. And I am using the Common Planner, and this is the hardcover. I also purchased the protective cover, and this is a hardcover. And this is one of the reasons why I selected this planner this year, because it looks like a book. And I wanted that once I was done, I didn't need to do anything else. It's already embossed. It's the A5. It gives the version. And it has the year. So that was one of the many reasons why I gravitated and wanted to try this year. I just placed things differently this year, but everything that was in my 2025 planner is in my 2026. My word for the year is systems. As you know, I either have a phrase or a word for the year, and that's the only thing that changes. And this is some film that I got from either Hobby Lobby or Joann's before they closed. I used to purchase things when they were on sale. So this piece right here is extremely sturdy, almost cardboard-like. I also left the yearly view, and I just need to update for February. For every time I select a word for the year, I also like to include the meaning of the word. I like to associate scripture with it and why I chose it. My daily mindset and daily thoughts stay the same every year. And you can tell I was in the middle of writing this and something distracted me because I didn't finish writing thoughts. So I need to see where my fountain pen is, and I will update that. I'm just going to do a quick flip through. Have not decided how I wanted to use this goals breakdown. So instead of just throwing anything in there, I'm going to leave it alone until I figure out what I want to do with it. I used the 2025 tracker, the yearly tracker, on 2 pages. Last year, I used it to track my steps. And I wanted to use it this year for tracking my, not just my steps, but beginning of February, I started walking until we got very cold here in Florida. So I need to pick back up because the weather started getting nice again as of Saturday. But I like the idea of tracking the amount of miles that I walk, and I like walking in the morning. in addition to my steps. So I just need to update the rest of the month. These are the focus that I have for each quarter. I am using that priority section to highlight those. So then I have January, February, and I need to update March. I already have those areas of focus for me. And I decided to use this section for tracking of my goals, monthly goals. So I need to update March and plug in numbers, the areas for the last 4 days of February. This is where I'm also seeing which colors are bleeding, and I know which pen caused this. So I know which items I can and can't use. And this was in January that has the bleed, but I know which pen did that. So I fixed that. And I'm not using that pen in here anymore. These are my chores for the home. So I have January through June and then July through December. These are 2 areas that I was thinking of including in this book in terms of annual income goals and business goals, but I think I want to track that on the spreadsheet where I track all my accounts so all of my numbers stay in one place. And then I have my business numbers for things that I should be doing daily, and I need to update those for February. So then I also have then July through December, so that's second part of the year. I used Catherine's from Sterling Ink. She gives the freebies every month of the calendar, and this was January's, and I just thought that it was just so beautiful. And below it, behind it, I have my monthly P&L. So I'm just gonna bypass that. I use the monthly. I have a key that I track all of my bills, personal, household, my business, any advances and things. So I can see at a snapshot everything that I've paid. I do write out my monthly bills in another area, so I will show you that in a second. One area that I incorporated, I believe I started doing this the latter part of the year, the last 3 months of the year, and I really liked it, and I wanted to incorporate it in my planner for the year, because the other reason I selected the common plan is because I like the idea of having everything that I do for the year documented in one place, so that I can pick this up 5 years, 2 years from now, and I can see everything I did for the year in one place, from steps to sleep to finances, what I did in a day, how I felt for the week. I can see everything in one place. So this was a daily wins, and it's one line for each day. And then I started tracking my sleep as well too. And I started tracking my hydration, but I'm horrible with that, so I didn't want to take up that much room in February. So in February, I changed things a little bit. At the end of each month, I use it as a review for how I felt for the month. So same thing here. I use Catherine's February, have my budget. All I do is I print it on clear vellum and then I just glue it in. Then I have everything for the month. And then I did the daily wins and I tracked my sleep. I thought it was also important, and I only started doing this the last week of February, was putting the time that I go to bed, because this can be very deceiving when you see I sleep like 10 hours or whatever, but it is also important for me to know what time I'm going to bed, because as you can see, it is after 1 every day. The good thing is that when I lay down, as soon as I lay down, I fall right asleep. So there's no tossing and turning. However, it's not good that I'm going to bed at 1 and after 1 every day. Look, 2 o'clock. No, that means I slept until 10, right? So I did really well in January, where I went to bed around 11:30, and then for some reason in February, I just went off the rails. The other thing I wanted to track, and this is me being transparent. See all these zeros? It shouldn't have had all these zeros. It had numbers the last 2 days, but it should have had a lot more numbers. But I started tracking everything that I'm doing, and I like this daily productivity. So I am going to bring this over. This was the one thing that was not in January, but I really liked it in February. After I read the book, the 12-week year, I did some changes, and I was like, okay, I know what I need to do now. It's things that I have been doing, but I have been doing, I don't want to say sporadically, but not with a plan, not with a system. And after reading that book, it just allowed me to see that I had already had all the tools, had been doing the things that I needed to do, but I didn't have a system and a way of doing it, which I have now. So I'm really excited about that. And what I do, I prefer to use Sundays as my gratitude for the week. So Sundays are the only days that you're going to see throughout this book that I'm not using with my daily affirmations and such, but I'm just writing down what I'm grateful for. So then we come to, so yesterday was the first, so today is when I need to write everything that I was grateful for last week. I have a lot to write. But what I did yesterday was I printed out and started setting up March. Haven't really written anything in here. I need to just add my key for the month, and then I can add everything in. All of the bills, the household bills are normally in red. Personal purchases are in pink. Household purchases are in orange. And that's the key that I've been using for the past 3 years. So in all of my planners, you would see that. The additional thing, so I started my daily wins. So I need to write that in today, and I need to log my sleep as well. For today, I need to also add the time. So this would be sleep section. This would be the time that I went to bed, so that I can truly see, and actually I should say bedtime is 11:30. If not, I'll stay up. It's as if when nighttime hits, my body thinks, oh, it's a party. No, you need to be winding down, not winding up. Oh, I hope I'm the only one who has that issue. It's annoying sometimes. But yeah, so since I don't, you would see that for some months within this planner, depending on when the first day of the month is, you may get an additional week spread. And March happens to be one of those weeks, because these same days I had in the end of February. And I already documented everything through the first, so I don't need to repeat that here. And that was where I used this section, and I would be setting this up as soon as I'm done recording. And that's where I used it for the daily productivity, because the same thing happened in February. This week happened twice. So this is working out perfect. On the weeks that the month end is not a Saturday or Sunday, there are enough spaces in between the weeks that I can still add the daily productivity further on in the month. So for instance here, so after, I'm not sure if you are familiar, after every week, Monday through Sunday, we have the days of the week. And that's why I really wanted to try this planner out. So, and I am loving it so far. So when we get to, for instance, let's see how the end of March is, how the days are. So the last week of March, so this is perfect. The last week of March ends on the 29th, which is a Sunday, but we still have 2 more days. So you would see here that Catherine has given us the start of the new week because she needed to account for these 2 days. And it gives us the first 5 days of April, because we're in March. And I'm sure that when we go to April, I've already put in the April vellum. I printed it last night and added it in. She's going to give us, so see, I have the blank pages where I add my daily win and my sleep schedule. And here I am again with another weekly view that I don't need, but because I've already accounted for it here. And I don't mind having part of April in March because it's one book. So if I'm flipping through, I would see and I would follow the rhythm of what I did. If I write something here for April 1st through the 5th, when I come back to the first week and I see this section here for the week, I'm not going to rewrite it. I'm going to use this whole week here spread for the daily productivity again, as I did in February and as I'm going to do in March. And then it starts the days of the week. So then it just continues. So the book just flows. And I'm okay with that for me. And then Sundays I use for my review of the week, my gratitude for the week. And then we just continue again. So the way it's set up, so if there was another day, it would have been here, or you get a blank page. So I just really like the setup. And this just continues throughout the entire year until we get to the back, and there are some blank pages. And this is my personal section, and I just like, I wasn't always a sticker girl, and I don't have stickers everywhere. I like the stickers on the weekly view. Sometimes I put them in, sometimes I don't. But I just be fearlessly authentic. I just really like that saying. And this back here is my personal section. And this sticker says, start with a grateful heart. So just another little reminder. And this section here is my personal, the things that I want to do. I have everything to make my candles, but my best friend is coming to visit from Trinidad in a couple of days, and we were talking about it in January, and I'm going to wait until she gets here and I'm going to make the candles. But I have everything to make my candles already, so I'm really excited for that one. Then I have maintenance on the car. I need to update February because I had some additional work done to the car. So this is just me and my personal appointments, and this is January through June. So I have appointments and reservations, anything crafting, anything maintenance, and then I have 2 blank spots if there's any other additional sections I need to add. Okay, and credit score, we all have a credit score. My credit is locked, I've been tracking it, January through June, and then July to December. Then my weight and measurements, I need to update those for February. And this is blank. I'm not sure if I would need to add anything here, but it's here just in case I need it. The next section is just my monthly bills and sinking funds. Last year I used I got this idea from Noelia from my Moxie Dream. She's been using it like 2 years, and she has it in a different layout, but I like the concept of it, and I did it last year and really loved it and enjoyed it. And she truly tracks all of her spending, but I like using it for my unplanned spending under my categories of household, personal, and my business. And I like to graph it. So I need to update February's numbers. And I did this last year and I really enjoyed doing it. But I also wanted to do the same thing for savings. I haven't updated my numbers yet. So for my category of my business, anything I do miscellaneous, and for the job, I will be graphing as well. I like just seeing, I'm a numbers girl, I'm a finance girl, that's my background. So anything graphy and numbery, I will geek on it. Since the year started, I actually have been really, really good in my reading for the year. And additionally, I have started this several times. I did it 1 year and fell off. Every other year after that was reading the Bible, using the Bible app. So, you get one a day. So I've been good about that, and I've been tracking it. But I also have been good about my reading. I really enjoyed the 12-week year, 3 Feet from Goal. It's not a big read, but it was something that I wanted to read. So I need to just write my thoughts on it. My book for March is Pushing Up People by Art Williams. He's the founder of Primerica. And just wanted to reread that again. I read it many moons ago, and just, sometimes you forget little things, and I just need a little reminder. So I'm excited to read that book again. I do have it. I prefer to get hardcovers, but there are some books that you just can't, so it's a soft cover. But I prefer to get hardcovers for the books in my library. And then we have my spending for the year. I put a little asterisk on things that I purchased on sale. And I believe I have more than enough pages. I was able to use 4 full pages for 2025, but I don't anticipate doing that kind of spending this year because I don't need anything. I really don't. But I have 2 extra blank pages just in case for some reason I go wild. And then the back of this is where I have my 2027 planning. And it is not just for the items that are once a year, but if it's for my pre-planning for 2027. So if someone says, hey, this is an event we need to do, and it may be in July or August of next year, I will be able to at least jot it in so that when I am planning for 2027, I can look in this section, and anything I need to pull out and put over there, I can do that. And okay, at first I was like, no, this is not $30, but these are the dates that I normally prefer to pay these things. So that's what those numbers are. And then blank pages, just in case there's a spillover, or if there's a section that I used up all the pages here, then I can just manually write it over here and put what month. And that is it. And this comes with a pocket. I believe this card is from... It's either from Sterling Ink. It is. I was like, she's the only person I've really purchased from, Catherine. This was so pretty. I just don't know where I wanted to put it, so I left it in the folder, in the sleeve, in the pocket. And there you have it. So this is my main lineup. So truly it is just this common planner that I am using. This is my everyday carry. And the sections that I'm using of this is really the calendar, because I purchased side trackers for specific things. And I can just show you. So Catherine also has, I wanted to try her monthly layout. I just wish if everything or gave the option of the Franklin Covey compact size. Because this is just a regular personal size, but this is just to have for if I know I have a day or 2 trip and I don't want to take my common planner, I can bring this with me. I need to write up my goals for March and this as well. So it's just to have with me. It's not really as the main, it's just for in addition. This is for water and steps if I don't have my common planner with me, but I've been having my common planner, so I don't really need it. If I am out for a day or whatever, or if I'm out and I know I forgot to write my number of sleep time that I got so that I can add it to my tracker. I've been writing it in, and then when I get home, I just add it to my sleep tracker. So these I purchased additionally just to have so I can keep track of things and I don't forget. See, I have my steps and things for a couple of days. And then this one here is to record my meals. This is for any kind of spending if I do anything or any type of appointment. This is for any meals that I need to enter until I enter it in the common planner. I have been adding the meals in the week section under the days. That has always worked well for me, and I'm continuing to do that. Any unplanned spending, I just have a little calendar where I can just jot it down. I don't anticipate making any kind of big purchases or anything, but I wanted something cute to look at. This is a page divider from Franklin Covey. It's upside down because I wanted this piece to be on the bottom so that I can reach it easily. And this calendar is just for unplanned spending. And yes, I could have used one thing for everything, but I just wanted it to be cute because this is the only section that is truly, let's see right here. This is the only section that's truly going to be transferable to my common planner. Everything else is personal. This is business things that I have in front. My finance section has my cards. I need to not drop it so you can see my cards. It's just these two. Even though I don't really carry cash and such anymore, I still like having my cash envelopes in here. Because sometimes I do take out every once in a while. It's not like every other week as I used to, but I like keeping them in here. Things I need to buy, things I need to get, reminders. So that's here. This has my inventory. I know I've shown this extensively. I used to keep track of it. And after I created this myself, I saw that Noelia from My Moxie Dream had a template, but I had already created this for myself a long time ago, and I've always had this where I keep track of everything from freezer items to seasonings, kitchen supplies, dried foods, condiments, teas, overflow items, personal items, home supplies, because I don't like overspending. And look at how many things I have. I'm not going to remember every single thing, so I need this in my everyday carry. So when I go to Costco or somewhere, I need to look in here and make sure that I'm not looking and getting giddy about something I already have. As a matter of fact, yeah, I believe I updated this last 2 weeks, so I don't need to do it again today. The other things that are in here, so where it has, my sticker books and spices. So this way I'm not duplicating purchases. So I have everything that I have in my home and home office. It's in here, my inventory. These are just things that I like using clean products or homemade products to clean and do things. So when I see recipes or I see ingredients, I like jotting them down and trying it. And I've tried a lot of these actually. I no longer use a lot of sprays and stuff. I use a lot of vinegar and water, believe it or not. So just trying to do my part. Since 2008, I don't really purchase paper towels. I have a lot of kitchen towels that I change every day. I just didn't like the fact that I used to see paper towels all over the house. And back then I was married and had another small child, a teenager in the house. And paper towels is as if they grew legs. And that used to drive me bonkers because I like things to be in order. So in 2008, actually, I stopped purchasing paper towels. I remember buying a pack of paper towels, and I believe it was like almost a year. I was like, oh yeah, there's a pack of paper towels. Maybe I should use it. And I used it, I think, for cleaning and wiping down stuff. And this is just my notes section. And it just has blank paper. And this is my personal care in here. I had created this 365 and didn't know what I wanted to use it for. This is just washi that I put on the top of it. And since I haven't found a use for it, I decided not to use it because it's still there. And these are just self-care things that I have in here. This was a flame broiler freebie that I got. I guess they have chicken wings now, so I received that. And then these are just, of course, my Costco card, the one credit card I use and pay off every month, and just, you know, library cards and such. And this is a coffee shop. I have been there quite a few times, and I asked them if they had a card, and they told me no. And then I went with a friend about a month ago, and she was like, of course we have cards. So I could have gotten this filled up already, but it's okay. Everything happens for a reason. And that is it. So even though I did not want to do a flip through of my everyday carry, I still end up doing one. So I hope you got something out of that can help you. I thank you for being with me. Happy 2026. Interested in what your word of the year is? What are you focusing on for the year? Want to do things a little different every week. Other than planning for the upcoming week, I really want to start doing a review of my daily productivity, because then I have to be accountable, not just to me. So have an amazing week wherever you are. Thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you next week. Bye.